Welcome to Ascot School of Millinery. I'm Jill Nolan. I'm a hand milliner and I'll be taking you through the workshop today. We'll be making 3 fascinators, and the outcome for you will be that you'll be able to save money making your own fascinators for the races or perhaps a wedding. Assisting me today is my daughter Rachel Meadows.
Hello.
Rachel, I asked her to be here today. She's never made a hat, and I thought she could act on your behalf and tell me if there's things that she doesn't understand or is unable to do. Before we start, we need to be sure we have everything out here in front of us. Over here we have the kit that I will have sent to you with the DVD. These are things that we're going to need in the kitchen as well. Hopefully you've got them in your cupboard. We have the iron, a little kettle with a spout. You don't rush out and buy one, use a saucepan and move the lid back. We have the pin cushion, small scissors and large ones, with a little bit of adhesive tape. This is craft glue, I use 450, a thimble. These are the Gutermann threads that I use. They'll need to be as close to the colour as you can of your fascinators. A tape measure, atomizer. Wax is something that I put onto my threads to make them stronger. 2 pencils, and we have a little container for rubbish and a glue gun with a trigger. The segment we're going to cover now is health and safety. There's a few things that you might need to look out for when you're making fascinators. I'll talk about the glue gun first up. This is it here. It has a nozzle here that gets extremely hot. Never ever put your fingers near it to see if perhaps it's cold or hot, because it will be hot and it'll burn your fingers if it's plugged in and turned on. I would say not to do any gluing if your children are around, because little children would certainly be tempted to climb up and grab the glue gun. It looks very inviting for children, so it is best if you do it when they're not there. It's very hot, the glue, and if you do burn your fingers, I find putting them straight under the tab and a little bit of butacin picrate or whatever it is you like to put on burns. But the water should cool it down and you'll be able to just roll the glue off your fingers without too much problem, I would think. I like to use a pencil or a piece of bamboo to press things together instead of using my fingers. Just keep your fingers right away from the glue, and I think that you'll be all right if you do that. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the kettle. If you have a kettle like this, you put water in it that just comes to the bottom of the holes there. If you cover the holes, the steam will come out through the lid, but if the holes aren't covered that are in there, the steam will come up out of the spout, and that's the way to use it. But you must keep your fingers well away from the steam when you're steaming feathers and so forth. Just make sure that your fingers are nowhere near the steam. Same thing, put your fingers under the tap and cool them down straight away. Put something on them if you need to. This is the saucepan that you can use if you haven't got a kettle with a spout. Just move the lid back a little bit when it's boiling and enough steam will come out of there to steam your little feathers. Now the third thing is the wire. Wire springs around a bit. There's only a small piece used, so you won't have a problem with it, but as you can see it does spring, so it can flick up to people's eyes if you have a big piece of it, but I think you'll be pretty safe with that size. And they're the main issues, I think, with safety and health.